We're heading to Independence Lake, and I'll keep this really brief because I got to focus. But I'm driving over some seasonal creeks, and there's still water back here. First time we attempted to come back here was in March. There was snow, creeks were flowing over the road. The road was very muddy, and I managed to go about 15 miles in and had to turn around because it went uphill along the edge of a mountain and it was icy. And that you're just spin your tires and waste your time. So I decided to come back. It's July of 2015, months after the fact, because I wanted to see Mount Lola and Independence Lake. Independence Lake has a long-standing history. It was the power company had purchased it, the Nevada Power Company in 1930s, and utilized it. Back in the 1800s, Hobart Mills used the Independence Lake area as a lumbering center. They had a small camp. Some of the men would have slept in tents, others would have built some stone or wood cabins. And prior to that, you had of the Hennis stage stop, early pioneers, immigrants, and wagon trains that would stop at Independence Lake, which is not too far away from the stage station, and that's where they would camp for a few days or rest. A lot of history. This area is the jewel of the Sierra. It's very hidden, a lot of dirt roads, easy to get lost. If you don't know what you're doing, you could take these roads all day long and never find the lake. This area is known for its pristine wildlife, bald eagles, black bears, Truckee Loyalton deer, some of the most rarest bird species and fish species in the Sierra Nevada mountain range. The lake is about 2¼ miles long by about ½ a mile wide, overshadowed by Mount Lola, which is the tallest mountain to the west in this region. Now this road will take us about 6 more miles. It's a little rugged, but it's not bad. It's just bumpy in certain areas. There's a few areas where there's water flowing over the road, but it's nothing like in March. In March, I was driving through mud, ice, and snow and slush for miles, and I could not stop to even turn around. So I had to continue the course I was on until I found an area where there was some rocks I could turn around at. But you can see it's very lush. And this is a new cam I'm trying. Just had gotten the cam a week ago to replace our previous cam that was damaged at Loon Lake. And so we'll give it a whirl. We'll see how the videos and the sound do. It's supposed to be Dolby sound with high definition video. And this should allow me to get some great footage of any UFOs, Bigfoot, wildlife. This area is full of it. We did see a deer pulling on in. I've already seen some birds. It's a very brisk morning. Started off in the 30s. It's only 39 in this area, so that gives you an idea that it does get cold. Even though it's summertime, it's like winter back in here due to the high elevation. This lake, it's not the highest in the Sierra Nevada, but when we go up to Weber Lake and visit the old hunting station and stage stop, and then we decide to traverse on the Meadow Lake to this, they have this ghost town, cemetery, and a couple historic sites. Meadow Lake is one of the highest reservoirs in the county, or in this region. It's up there, 70,000 feet. We'll be exploring a ghost town, a historic stage station, and then a little bit of history where Hobart Mills, the lumbering company, had set up here at Independence Lake. 3 lakes, 3 historic sites, and 3 times the fun. We're out of here. Next video, next stop, the beautiful jewel of the Sierra Nevada, Independence Lake. And when I get there, one other thing, I'll get into the more in-depth history, and we'll take you on a little adventure and show you some of the sights and the pristine beauty. Not a lot of people know about this site. This is just outside Truckee, California. And if you know anything about Truckee, it truly is a magnificent boom town of the Wild West that still today remains preserved. And you just leave the town of Truckee and you go a few miles away, and next you know you're hitting dirt roads, woods, mountains, and a lake basin that's full of lakes, all with a little bit of history, scenery, and wildlife. And I hope I get to see a lot of wildlife. If I see Bigfoot, that'll really make my day, even if I just find some evidence, because this is the heart of Bigfoot country, and you never know what you're going to see at a place as secluded as this. And we're hoping to get a boat. They have boats. They do not cost money. The forestry provides them. They're kayaks. I like to go boating when it warms up after my hike. I think that'd be a really nice experience. But if we don't get to, that's fine. I'll do a little fishing, a little barbecuing. I'm gonna have a good time today. Pack the cooler, the backpacks, the grill, the fishing supplies. I'm good to go. With my trusty cam, anything's possible. So we'll keep trucking on. We're in the Tahoe National Forest. That's my Frankenstein GPS. Everything's paranormal with me, isn't it? You can see the forests are very thick. But we're going to get on the road heading west. We're about 4 miles from the lake. I'll also attach my first video of us off-roading through the snow when we made our first attempt to get up to Independence Lake. That's a wild adventure. It's a wild film. There's mud hitting the windshield. This today, not so bad, but the road is very rough and rocky, and I highly recommend if you come back here, bring a four-wheel drive vehicle, not your mom's Buick, because you don't want to bottom out. Check us out, www.paranormalghostsociety.org. This is your founder, Lord Rick, author, producer, paranormal investigator, and talk show host of Angel of the Night Radio. Now we're ascending up to the lake, and the road is getting narrow, but it flattens out up here and gets good again. It's just rough on and off. You have to remember that these are all wagon roads, routes to Truckee and other boom towns that thrived in the Sierras, and now these wagon roads are for cars to come up here and camp and hike. So they're not heavily used. I'll have the cam ready if I see Sasquatch, but I'm out of here for now. You get the idea. Creepy, secluded road in the middle of the forest. There's even, on some websites, there's warnings. Bring radios, bring water. This is a boondocks type of place. And they weren't kidding. It is the boondocks. Miles and miles in the middle of nowhere. How close are we to the lake? I don't even see it on there now. Of course not. It'd be bad if another car was coming. Huh. Obstacle course going around boulders now. There it goes. It gets good, it gets bad, it gets good, it gets bad.
I've really seen a good part.
This is the good part right here, this little patch. The road's narrowing. You notice that? Between the brush and the trees, you almost can't get past it. Wow. Barely big enough to hold any kind of vehicle. No motor vehicles. That's alright, because this is where we go anyway. Another 0.6 miles.
Turn left.
Turn left. It's going to take us around to the road because that gate's closed. So now it's going to go up and back to the left. So nice of them to close the gate when I'm almost at the lake. Little detour here. Maybe that road's bad, so they left the gate closed, because you can go around this loop and it'll go back with Independence, like that road that's blocked off.
Turn right.
Jeez. Wow. Thanks, forestry, for removing the tree. So nice of them. Can barely squeeze by. Some harsh brush. You won't want to walk through that. Cut your legs right up. This forest, the whole Tahoe forest is harsh. It's a primate playground. Most humans can't even get through it. Primate would utilize some of this brush and digest it, use it as a food source, and use it to hide in. It's gold to Bigfoot. To me, it's hell to pay if you walk through it and cut your legs open. Wow, this road really sucks, doesn't it? There's fallen trees everywhere. The lake's just to our left. We're following it right now. On the one north shore is where we're on the north shore is to the left about. Look at those flowers. We're only about a half a mile, less than a half a mile to the lake. When we came around out of the woods and around this bend, as we ascended up on the ridge, you could see a bunch of peaks in a massive valley where the lake resides. Mount Lola, ahead of us, was named after an actress, which I'll get into later. It's very easy to get lost. Trust me, folks. A lot of wagon roads, a lot of turnoffs. All the roads look the same. You cannot see the lake unless you're within a half mile of it.
Are you freaking kidding me?
Turn right.
Okay.
No, that's a little side road that's overgrown. This is the main road right here, which intersects with that other one, but it better not be off limits. I'd be pissed. I won't want to have to turn around. Especially as close as I am to the lake, it's like,
In 1/2 mile. Turn right.
Is it possible to stop so I can pee?
sure. Hear that, folks? She's got to pee.
Sorry.
Add to my YouTube ratings. Make sure I film her in the woods too.
What?
I'll stop up here. I just want to get up here and pull up on the side. Right here. we go. We're crossing a bridge. We're almost at the lake. That's the only reason why I'm filming. But Tammy said, I didn't see it. I got a glimpse of it. But Tammy said something hit the hood of our truck. I assume it's a pine cone. But for all I know, it could be Bigfoot trying to scare us out of the area. Oh, look at this creek. There's the headwaters up here for the Little Truckee River. At least these creeks connect with it. This is probably this is Independence Creek. That's pretty. Last final jaunt to the lake. And the road should get better. Oh yeah, keep straight and then go left. All these signs are posted. They're brand new signs, probably telling you to stay on the main road here. If this is a main road, I don't know. Damn, look at all them rocks. Pebble City. Definitely don't take your mom's Buick back here, right? Good thing we got new tires. The old ones may have not lasted long on this. Hopefully they have the boats. Go for a little jaunt and maybe go boating this afternoon or something.
1/2 mile. Turn left.
Oh yeah. See, the other road's a little better, but I wanted to cut west because you can get lost on the other roads if you don't have a good GPS to mark it all. It goes left right down to the lake. They should have restrooms. Like I said, they have the boats. They're supposed to have somebody down here to rent out those, sign off those boats, those kayaks. But you never know. Things change. It could have been like that a couple years ago, and this year it's different. Who knows how low the lake is based on this drought also.
800 feet. Turn left.
Independence Lake Preserve.
Turn left.
That's right, this is a nature conservation area. I forgot about that. Live bait, horses, hunting, motorized vehicles, smoking. We're here, folks. Less than a half a mile to go, and we will. Motor vehicles?
Yeah.
Well, then why have the road here? Why not put a gate if you don't want motor vehicles? They have a parking lot. So, I mean, I guess they don't want, like, ATVs back in here riding along the lake because it ruins the trail. But it's weird because they should clarify it better. C2 parking area. From what I know, you can park at the lake and kayak, but any further than that, you're not allowed because there is a lot of back trails, and I'm sure people try to drive on them. I'm sure people take all-terrain vehicles, and you're not supposed to have those around here because it's a preserve. It's all about wildlife conservation.
Sorry. Are you talking to me?
No, I'm talking to my camera. This place was set aside for wildlife. It has some of the most rare fish. There's 6 types of lahot and trout that are almost extinct that they've been revitalizing in the lake. There's these birds that are only found at Independence Lake. They're very rare. Bald eagles, black bear getting trout. This is a really nice wildlife area. It's why I chose it, to try out my cam and try to get some birds and some wildlife. If I were to see Bigfoot or find Bigfoot, that would be great. I'm happy seeing a bird, you know what I'm saying? Stellar jay is very abundant back here. They said bald eagles, ospreys are found here in abundance, so I hope to see some of those. A lot of history. Who knows, might find some tracks along the lake. Get to kill a few birds with one stone if they're renting out the boats, because it's free to get a boat here, or a kayak. And if they are, I'll wait till it warms up, we'll go boating. Could have all kinds of fun up here. And this place, folks, is free. It doesn't cost to go back here. It's just a little skill to drive back here. It's a little skill.
Quarter mile. Turn left.
Okay.
Then 3/4 mile. Turn left.
3/4 mile, turn left. Whoa. Huh. Oh, there's something up here. This must be the parking area. It's much more shady and cooler back in here with all the woods. It's gonna take a while to warm up today. Jeez. 30-something degrees is more like a winter day than a July day.
Yeah, we'll set the sun real quick.
Oh, yeah. I'm not sure, but the road's good all of a sudden. So it must be. They make the road all nice right before you get to the lake, so it's more appeasing. Like, oh, this is awesome. It's like, yeah, but you got to go through hell just to get here, you know? There's the lake.
There's the parking area.
Yep. And somebody lives here, caretaker, so that way they can rent out the boats. Oh, yeah. We're here. It's a beautiful country. Independence Lake.